A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome back to Facecam Specials Insurgence, the Enlightening venture. So, yeah, this is part 2 of 98, and yeah, that's a big difference that you might see a lot down the line, but I have already made a lot of work here in the past few months or so that does not involve this particular hairstyle, but otherwise I will say that, well, this is Dying Light 1, and I really gotta say that out of all games that I've pretty much played on PlayStation 4 or any other video game console, this one does seem to have a unique charm. They call it the ultimate survival game. I mean, it's crazy as it sounds, I mean, that's just insane to think of it in a whole new perspective, really, but the way I see this, I can't really be sure of that.
With a stated plan to annihilate the city in an attempt to wipe out the Haran virus.
I mean, this is pretty much just a little intro here that comes before the title screen even shows up, and, well, here comes the little reveal of the city called Haran. H-A-R-R-A-N. That's pretty much what you need to know about the setting of the game overall, but Dying Light is really quite a unique charm in and of itself. So, basically speaking, okay, so there's the title screen, and there's going to be the options to choose different things here. After these loading screens, I mean, wow. These take up to at least 20 seconds, perhaps, so, yeah. As weird as that sounds, it's honestly just the truth. The truth that comes out of me, and I can't really say too much else about this, because it's all just there. But you know what? Let's just give it the benefit of the doubt that this game may not have been the greatest based on technological aspects, but okay, so controls and various other things here. Ugh, man. Of course, I'm going to try and see what the controls are like, and yeah. Many of them are a lot different here when you compare it to most other first-person perspective sort of survival horror shooter games out there. If you've seen a lot of games that I play, like Resident Evil 2 Remake, or, well, a lot of other things here and there. Other than Resident Evil, there's also Call of Duty, Metro Exodus, and the majority of other like survival horror, like first-person shooter sort of games out there. They all happen to utilize very similar controls. There might be very minor differences here and there, but that's a rare scenario. This one right here certainly is a unique specimen, just for the fact that it has another set of controls here that differs from the majority of competitors out there. I can't really be sure if Techland was really trying to innovate, or they were really trying to pull off another trick here, just to try and throw some of us off course. But anyways, you'll pretty much see what I'm talking about when it comes to the controls very soon. So, let's see. Of course, I'm going to go with a difficulty that's on the lower end because, well, I do want to have a nice smooth playthrough all throughout the whole thing. Hopefully without any issues.
A local political figure hired to maintain order after
I guess chances are, though, that I might be seeing some things differently. So, well, let's just see what we got here. So, we got a guy known by the name of Kyle Crane. Yeah. I guess if there's only one other Crane I could pretty much identify with, it'd probably be John Crane from the Batman Arkham games. Or maybe just Batman overall, but maybe that's just something that they wanted to try here. Lots of people want to try and create their own video game characters and give them a lot of, well, different aspects to them, different tropes that pretty much correspond to their actions, and also plenty of other unique little add-ons here that seem to go by every now and then. But the way that I'm seeing how this game is turning out so far, graphically, for something that came out back in 2015,
your
it
life
certainly
lost.
has
Do not lose
not
it.
really gotten the best edge.
Suleiman
But then
has
again,
gone
there were other
underground
games that I
and
played
used a
before
different
then,
name.
like
We have reason to
Control,
believe he
even
now
Metro
leads two
Exodus.
main factions operating
Graphically,
within the
not
city.
all games are meant to be the
You are to
greatest
find
that we've ever
Suleiman
seen in
and locate
history.
the stolen file.
And
In order to save mankind
one I
from
guess that I
disaster
probably should
of
mention real quick would probably
unprecedented
be Just Cause 3. Yeah. This came out the same year, 2015. Both of these games came out in 2015. But, of course, Techland and Square Enix weren't necessarily at the best level of quality when it came to production of both of these games based on their development and publication status. But you know what they say, graphics don't matter much if the game plays well. And, well,
Loud noises drawn.
I can't really be sure if I'd be able to play this game well, but let's find out. Oh my! I'm getting attacked right away the second I drop out of that plane. Ooh,
Fall back.
get bullet holes
Fall
in
back.
these guys. So you don't mess with Kyle Crane, man. This guy I'm definitely not familiar with in comparison to someone like Artyom or Ellie Miller or maybe Soap McTavish. I'm definitely not very fond of different characters out there that I'm not quite as familiar with, but maybe over time my mind might be changed. I did, after all, want to go for the sequel, Dying Light 2, but because Techland decided to pull the plug on it the last minute before it was supposed to be released the first time around, and now we pretty much have to wait about 8 months now before we have to, well, have an opportunity to play this sequel to Dying Light itself. But I'll just say firsthand that I do have the following in addition to, well, the original game. This is the anniversary edition that I'm playing right now, so some updates are pretty much there, mostly software related, so I could probably say that this is a bit more polished and enhanced in comparison to the original version, but I really gotta say, the following, Be a Zombie, and probably some of the other add-ons that they have right here in this version of the game, they might all turn out great. Who knows? So, okay. I get attacked by thugs and by zombies, okay. And now I'm gonna fall unconscious. Just because somebody saved me. I mean, that doesn't really make sense. I fall unconscious just because someone drags me out and trying to rescue me. Maybe it's from the beatdown that the thugs. But who knows? I guess the point is, I'm in the city of Haran now. Yada yada, but you know, let's just keep going here. Let's just see how this game turns out. Maybe it could be good, maybe it could be bad, because judging by from what I'm already saying about this game, I've already played through the whole entire thing, plus the following, and yeah, I was able to get through a lot of the game itself. I tell you, I've pretty much been encompassed with maybe like 50, 60 hours of playtime. That's pretty much on par with how long it took me to beat the original story of Final Fantasy XV, or 15 if you want to call it that. I'm just not very familiar with Roman numerals in accordance to American numerals, so I gratefully apologize about that. But anyways, looks like I'm navigating around this little, like, apartment building of some sorts. Well, look at the devastation out there, so yeah. That's pretty much all I got to say about all that good stuff. So, you know what? I guess the time is getting pretty close now that I might have to, well, close off on this part of the series here. But don't worry, pretty much, because I will have more of the Enlightening venture come onto my channel, and, well, I guess we'll see what happens there, so